Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video we are going to see three logical testing functions which are isBlank and has one value and is cross filtered, and we will see how to use these three logical testing functions inside Power BI. So for using these three function, we have a business scenario which to show the revenue numbers only if some region is selected in the slicer, and we will see how to handle and use these logical testing functions inside our Power BI report. So let's get started inside Power BI. So we are inside Power BI desktop now. So we will see how to use isBlank function first. And I have a table which consists of a region and its total sales which happen for those region. So in this table, I will create a new column called is blank. So I will use my function here. So the syntax for this is blank function, which requires a particular value or column, so that it checks whether a particular value is blank or not. So I'm going to use my region column in this table. So we can check the result now. So if you see our new column, in each row, this checks the condition which we have mentioned inside our function. So which is it checks whether the region column is blank or not. So if it is blank, we are getting the result like true. And if the region column does not have blank values, so in that row we are getting the result like false. So this is our logic testing function which returns true or false with respect to blank or non-blank values. So this is blank function which mainly used to find out whether the column has blank values or not. So now let us move on to our next function, which is has one value. So as the name suggests, this has one value function which returns true if a particular column has a single value, or else it returns false. So here in a slicer, I'm having my region column. So my goal is to check whether my region column has a single value in it or not. So to check in this scenario, I'm going to use my has one value function here. So let us recreate my measure here. So I'm going to use my has one value function. So if you see the syntax, this function which requires a particular column name. So I'm going to use my region column here. So now what this measure will do is it checks my region column, and if it has a single value in my region column, it will return true, or else it will return false. So I have used my as one value measure here. So right now it shows me false because in my region column it doesn't have a single value. We have all four region in it. So if I select a particular region in the slicer, you can see that my measure which gives me true. So this is how my has one value function, which is used to check a particular column has a single value or not. So I can also use my has one value function inside my if function to give me a dynamic result. So my if condition which checks my logical condition here, and I want to return uh, my total sales if it has a single value. or else I want to return 0. So now I have used my has one value function inside if function to return my total sales if any region is selected in the slicer, or else it will return 0 in my result. So let us save this, and now you can see my has one value measure which gives me the total sales with respect to my slicer selection. So if nothing is selected in the slicer, it returns 0 in my measure. So this is how we can use our has one value function. So next, moving on to my next function, which is cross filtered function. So this is also a logical testing function. So the concept is, if you have 2 or 3 tables which are connected, for example, you can see our data model here. So we have 4 tables, like 3 dimension tables and one fact table, which are connected to each other in one to many relationship. So in this case, if any single table which are filtered by their related table or by its own table, in that case is cross filtered function which returns true, and if it is not filtered, it will return false. So for an example, in this table I have used my product name and its total sales from my sales fact table, and in a slicer I have used my product category column from my product details table. So these tables are connected obviously, as you have seen in our data model, and I also have my is cross filtered measure here. So here I have used my is cross filter function, and inside that I have used my product name column from my sales fact table, and I have used this measure in a card visual, and right now it gives me false because my product name column is not filtered by any related table right now. So because of that, this gives me false now. So the moment I select my product category from the slicer, you can see my cross filter measure which gives me true, because when I select my product category in the slicer, this filters my product name in this table. So because of that, my is cross filter function which returns true. So in this way, we can use this is cross filter function to check any logical testing conditions. So I can also use this function inside my if function, like we did for our has one value function. So inside my if function, if my is cross filtered returns true, let me bring my total sales here, or else it will give me 0. So now you can see that if my product name column is filtered by any of its related table, so if I'm selecting my product category from the slicer, then my measure which gives me the total sales for that selection. So this is how we can use our is cross filtered function inside our Power BI report. And I hope you understood all these 3 logical testing functions and how to use this function in a report. And thanks for watching this video.